Hi, my name is Melissa Daniels and I have strabismus. Strabismus is when your eyes do not point in the same direction. And I've been working for the last 3 years to get my eyes to not only be straight, but also to work together. And this has been through vision therapy and surgery. And it's a lot of work, but it is so worth it. And I want to share those benefits with all of you. And so I'm starting a new series where I'm going to be going into detail about specific aspects of my life that have been influenced and impacted for good by having my vision work better. My vision is not perfect. I do not have perfect stereopsis where my depth perception is perfect, but it is so much better. And so this first week, we are going to talk about how playing the piano has transformed when both of my eyes work together. So I started taking piano lessons when I was 7 years old, and I loved music. I've always loved music. It's always just been so, it spoke to me. And I always loved playing the piano, but there was one thing that I could never do, and that was to read the music. I could read the music, but not while I played. And so from the time I was really young, I would just memorize the music measure by measure instead of just, seeing the music in my hands kind of all simultaneously. I had to memorize it because I couldn't look at two places at once. And I couldn't, even in the music, there's the treble clef on top and the bass clef on bottom. I couldn't see those both at the same time. And so it was almost like I had tunnel vision. And because of that, I couldn't sight read. And so everyone thought like, wow, she's so good at memorizing. And little did they know that was the only way I could play the piano. So I would memorize this super complicated piece. But then if you ask me to sight read something extremely basic, I couldn't. And so I had this huge gap in the way that I played the piano. And still to this day, it's a big struggle for me to not just memorize, because I'd memorize it and then just stare at my hands while I played. And that was, that was the only way I could do it. This is a video clip of me playing the piano a few years ago before vision therapy. And this is a song I'd been working on for a really long time, and you can hear that it's extremely choppy, and I'm constantly jerking my eyes from my hands to the piano to the other parts of the piano. You can just see my eyes moving. When I would try to read the music, especially as I got better and the music got smaller, I couldn't read the notes. And I remember asking, can I go get eyeglasses? I think I need glasses. And probably what was happening is that my eyes were fighting with each other. And so I was getting some blurred double vision, and I just didn't know how to recognize that that's what it was. And so that also made it really hard. If I sat there and looked at the music and studied it, I could memorize it, but I couldn't read it quickly because it was getting blurred or doubled, or I don't know exactly what was happening, but I just remember wanting glasses and going to the optometrist, and they said, you don't need glasses, your vision is fine. So anyways, that's how it's always been for me to play the piano. And over the last couple of years, as I've been doing vision therapy, I've seen some great changes. And one of those is I can sight read a lot better. It's not perfect. Here's a video of me sight reading a song. I think this is my second time playing it through. Now, that was not perfect at all. But if you could have seen me try to sight read that 3 years ago, you would be amazed, because I couldn't sight read. It was just something that, even I would try to sight read my daughter's level 1 piano books, and I still just struggled with it. So it's come so far. So I'm able to see the music. The way it feels when I'm playing the piano that's different is I feel more relaxed. I don't feel like I'm straining. I feel like I can see my hands out of my peripheral. My peripheral has gotten so much better, and I can see both lines of music at the same time. So those are all typical, right? You would expect. My peripheral has expanded in so many ways. I actually just created a course. If you go to learn.strabismussolutions.com, I have a course all about everything peripheral, and it is so fabulous. So that's obvious, right? The peripheral is going to be better. My acuity is better, being able to see the notes, all of that's better. But some things that you wouldn't have expected are I am able to play my hands at different volumes now. Before, sometimes your right hand is supposed to be loud and your left hand's supposed to be quiet or vice versa. I couldn't do that. It was just like, my teachers would tell me and I'm like, I don't get, that's not possible. Like, it just felt impossible to do that. Sometimes one hand's supposed to be louder. Did I just say that? Yes. Like staccato, like a sharp note on one hand and soft on the other hand. It's still harder, but like I can do it now. Like I'm getting there as I work on those skills. So to me, that is something that I would have not expected, that my hands could play different levels. Like, what does that have to do with vision? But it all comes together. It's how my brain is processing what I see. So I'm able to not only read the notes, but I can also read the dynamics. My brain can process so much more visually because my eyes are coordinating together instead of fighting each other. When your eyes are fighting, it's going to affect so many more areas of your life than just having double vision. Because so much of what you're doing, you're taking in through your visual system. And so your brain has to process that and then respond to what it's seeing. So having a highly functioning visual system makes a huge difference in every way. Every single thing that you do, you're going to see little changes like this where you're like, oh my gosh, no wonder it was so hard before. I didn't know that I had a problem. I just thought I'm just good at memorizing. But now I look back and I realize, no, I couldn't sight read because the words were, or the notes were blurry. So you're going to see this as you go through vision therapy. Watch for these changes. They're small, but as they all add together, it really makes a huge difference in your overall life. So that is part 1 of how vision therapy will change your life by helping your eyes work together. If you want to know more, you can head over to strabismussolutions.com. I have tons of articles all about vision therapy. If you want to take my course that I've created or schedule a consultation with me and learn more about vision therapy, that's all at learn.strabismussolutions.com. So I hope to see you over there, and make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you can get the latest updates on any videos that I put out.